something that I don't think is really that shocking to most people, because we've kind of talked about it before, but now it's been sort of just confirmed in a weird way. It's like, yeah, we're doing a follow-up to Loki's first season with a second season. And not only that, Kevin Feige said they're looking at all their shows as something that can come back for multiple seasons, but there's certain ones that fit this better than others. I think Loki more or less is in that mold. It's like, yeah, we can do a Loki season 2, so
even if you haven't got an idea for Loki, it's more a necessity. It's like people love Loki. Loki sells. You have to have season 2.
Yeah. I mean, it's that type of thing, when Loki's not around, everybody should be asking, where is Loki? It's kind of like that. It's the Poochie scenario of the MCU. So I'm okay with it, though, like, especially with Loki, because his series seems so unique and it's so different to the MCU because he's in his own little corner of the multiverse now where they could just do whatever. So, like, technically Loki is in this position where that could keep going for a decade if they wanted it to, and just do whatever the hell it wants on its own, which I really like and appreciate, like, that type of approach to that series. So
it's he's a very unique character in that sense. You look at the comics, what they've been doing recently, it's like, he's just done everything.
Yep.
He's done everything, he's been everyone. There's not much left for him to do. Someone will find something for him to do. I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
But my question is, what exactly? Like, is season 2 just going to be more of the same as season 1?
I mean,
and more time, like TVA stuff, or is it going to be TVA stuff but different?
Well, see, that's the weird thing, because, like, we've talked about it before, where when they announced Loki, it was clumped in with the whole multiverse Doctor Strange WandaVision, and then slowly they sort of, like, divorced it from that concept and said, well, it's not really part of that story anymore. Obviously, Kevin Feige said, due to changes in plans and all that, we have to change some series around. So it makes me think that maybe Loki will have some sort of bigger connection to everything happening, maybe more in the second season. He'll start aligning himself up with whatever happens after all of this, because, and just kind of that changing of messaging has to be a reason for this decision, I would assume, as well. So
it very much feels like they kind of went, let's put Loki or let's show Loki getting put in the spot where he then has to deal with it, because right now, obviously, the Loki we followed is dead. This is a completely different Loki, because it's from an alternate timeline, so we have no idea who this character is at this point. So we've got to set him up in this exact position, and then once Doctor Strange and WandaVision and Spider-Man have come out and done their thing, then Loki season 2 is the repercussion of that, and then that's how he ties into everything.
Exactly. And I think it's also one of those scenarios where, as Kevin Feige said, we're looking at, other series for potential seasons, and you can kind of see which ones fit that mold. Another season of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, probably like, I don't know, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or whatever they'll end up calling it. It makes sense in a couple years. You're not just going to have Captain America be retired after one season when he finally gets the suit at the end, right? Like,
I think WandaVision is primed for a second season as well.
I would say so too, and I have a feeling that that'll come as a result of whatever happens in Doctor Strange 2. They'll be like, here you go. So I think we're going to land in that position where MCU seasons are going to end up being like seasonal breaks of Daredevil, where it was like between two seasons we had like a year and 7 months. We were like, what the hell? Like,
and you won't notice it because they're just pumping out that that content milk,
right?
That poor MCU cow,
dude. I still have friends that are like I was talking to a friend recently, and they watch the MCU, right? Like, they watch it. They're a little bit more than casual. They're a little more tuned in, but they still aren't aware of like everything, right? And we were talking about what's coming up, and I was like, man, I really can't wait for Doctor Strange 2. And he paused for a second and was like, oh, I didn't even realize that Doctor Strange 2 hasn't happened yet, because he's been in so many places like Thor and the Avengers movies. It's all like, it all sort of seamlessly just kind of clicks together that you don't really realize it, which I think is an advantage. So 2 to 3 years between a certain season, like let's say a WandaVision, nobody's going to notice that. Like, nobody. No. It's not even a problem. So
Especially if even if it is like a 2 to 3 year break, it's the way they're doing it, where they're like movies. I know The Mandalorian is an example of you can just do it every year, and for all we know, they are going to do it every year.
Yeah.
But eventually, you're going to run out of space, so you're going to have to start alternating shows through the years, or even just do seasons and done. Treat them like a movie. So there you go. You've got 3 sequels. You're still going to come back, but for now, we're going to put you back on the side. So maybe it works like that. It's just like, or even like, here's WandaVision season 1, a year break, WandaVision season 2.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Or like, yeah, we just don't know how they're going to approach it. They certainly have ideas, so, yeah.
Especially right now, where I assume their production for TV is more like how Marvel was in Phase 1.
Oh God.
So
yeah.
it's not the biggest, and they haven't, the resources and people they've got isn't exactly a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's scaled back compared to what it is now, but it's still big, right? Like,
I'm saying that they've got like 26 different things in development right now. So hey,
yeah, exactly. Oh, amazing. So when we find out more, we'll talk about it and how the status quo is going to change. But in due time, know that there's probably more follow-up seasons coming, and Loki definitely seems like it's getting a second